With pleasure, because if you have come here looking for a Julius Caesar connection to all of this, and specifically to the Herculaneum scrolls, you are in luck, because the person who is most likely the owner of the Villa of the Papyri in Herculaneum is a gentleman by the name of Lucius Calpurnius Piso Caesoninus, and this man happens to be Julius Caesar's father-in-law. So our boy Lucius Calpurnius Piso was from an incredibly wealthy and established patrician family, just like Julius Caesar. And like many patrician Romans, he was heavily involved in politics, and he even served as consul for a year in 58 BC. We know that he had a son, also named Lucius Calpurnius Piso, and here is a bust of him that was found at the Villa of the Papyri. And he also had a daughter, Calpurnia, who was married to Julius Caesar and ended up being his third or fourth, but ultimately final wife. We don't actually have any artistic representations of Calpurnia because women, but here she is looking lovely in the HBO series Rome, and even then it's not quite accurate because Calpurnia was thought to have been around 17 when she was married to Julius Caesar. And it's also worth noting that for patrician families, it was incredibly common for there to be marriages and divorces and remarriages multiple times in a person's lifetime as political alliances changed and shifted, and also people tended to die. We don't really know too much about Calpurnia personally, but we do know from contemporary records that she was incredibly well regarded in society, so good for her. Back to Dad though, since he's the one that we're talking about as the owner of this house. Because this was a specific period of Roman history that was incredibly well documented, we actually know quite a lot about him. And the things that specifically connect him to the Villa of the Papyri in Herculaneum, in addition to a ton of archaeological evidence. We know that he was a follower of Epicureanism, and specifically a modified version of Epicureanism that was pro-politics, because, again, as a good patrician man, he was heavily involved and invested in politics. And like any good and extremely wealthy patrician, he was a patron of the arts and literature. And we know that he sponsored Philodemus, the Epicurean author, whose works we have found a whole bunch of in the library so far. It seems probable that ownership of this villa stayed within the family and passed to his son. This Lucius Calpurnius Piso died in 32 AD, or CE, pick your dating system. So as to who was living in the villa when Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD, still not 100% sure, but we'll probably find out soon.